all my homies love the dual pistols, is what I would say if it were true. I think the initial hype around, oh my god, dual wield is in the game, is finally wearing off. That said, it is a good weapon, and it definitely excels at a few things, and today I'm going to give my 2 cents, my 3 cents. Yeah, never heard anyone say that. On how to fully utilize this weapon properly. Before we get started, what's up boys? My name's TheeFURNAS, your second favorite F word and #1 source for all things Crab Champions, okay? Subscribe so you don't miss out on future build guides, dev update coverage, and crazy challenge runs. Now let's get into the build. Dual wielding changes one massive thing in Crab Champions. You can no longer slow motion ADS. I know, it's a big disadvantage, but on the plus side, obviously you are doubling your damage output with 2 weapons. 2 is better than 1 most of the time, so off rip, you can expect to be playing a little bit more close range. You don't have the aiming and the accuracy to hit people super far. I mean, obviously some people, doesn't matter if they're aiming or not, but for most players, you're going to want to stick to the close to medium range. So off rip, let's go ahead and grab Danger Close. This is a perk that increases your damage at close range. Close range. What does that mean? Well, we've tested it a little bit. It seems to be about 10 feet, give or take. So you're fine. Most of your kills are super close like that anyway. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to be giving you that damage increase most of the time. While we're on the topic of perks, go ahead and grab your favorite damage boosting perks. For me personally, I've said it a lot. I really like Checklist, and I really like running an armor build, so I utilize power armor and damage combo. But there's others like Gemstone, Collector, even things like Red Fury. These are all great and will help you out a ton. Moving into the
what the hell, boy?
weapon mods, we have one super obvious one that you should check out. It's called Trick Shot. Damage is increased for hip firing. You literally can't aim with this weapon, so that's going to be a constant damage increase. You're going to want to get that. It's always going to be there. Just get it. Don't worry about it. Level it up over time. But since we're still focusing on close range, I've got a handful of kind of slept on epic weapon mods that I really actually like to use with dual pistol, like Shotgun Blast. Very mid for most weapons, but hey, it adds a little bit of shotgun pellets with your shots. Quick 1 second cooldown, you might as well. It's going to help you out with those hordes. Same thing with Arcane Blast. It's a purple AoE blast that you might have seen in some of the clips and recordings. It's pretty powerful though. 6 second cooldown, not too bad. Another good one is Piercing Wave. This one is not really slept on, but it's pretty nice. It's that giant green horizontal wave that you've probably seen. It ends up damaging multiple times. That's where the piercing part comes in. A longer 8 second cooldown, but it really helps destroy those hordes. Reload Arc is another great one. We all know how OP Reload Arc used to be. On every single reload, you could spam the arc. You don't have to do that anymore, or it doesn't work like that anymore. 5 second cooldown, but that's not that long. By the time you're done with your clip and actually have to reload, it'll be there. It'll proc. It'll give you tons of damage to a lot of enemies at once. Another slept on, and my final slept on, is Dagger Arc. This is quite literally not as good as its older brother, Arc Shot. But I actually prefer it here because Arc Shot procs 7 normal projectiles in an arc. But we're not really doing a lot to our normal projectiles. We're adding additional projectiles. So having more normal shots that doesn't do that much damage, it's not that great in my opinion. But the Dagger Arc is an arc of daggers. These are specific projectiles that do whatever damage according to the level of Dagger Arc you have. It's independent of your normal projectile damage. And it does pierce to my knowledge. I could be wrong on that. Someone fact check me in the comment section below. Anyway, just play with it. Let me know what you think. You might still prefer Arc Shot, but I really like Dagger Arc here. And finally, Bubble Shot. My boy Bubble Bass Bubble Shot. This thing shreds stronger enemies. You know, we've been focusing on close range, but what if you're up against an elite? Going solo, right? What are you going to do? Bubble Shot in and of itself, alone, can carry against those strong elite and boss fights. I'm telling you, you just got to put your trust in me here. Try it out, please. We're also going to want to increase our fire rate and reloadability. I think I just made that word up, but you'll understand what I mean. Our goal here is to be constantly firing and firing really fast. Remember, damage per second, DPS, that's the name of the game. Fire rate is half of that equation. You gotta get your damage up, but also the number of instances of damage within any number of time. So you got your fire rate things like rapid fire, supercharged, juiced, and then you got your reloading things like Big Mac. You just don't reload as often. All you can eat. Every elim, you just don't use ammo for a certain amount of time. Or ghost ammo, chance to not consume ammo when you fire, period. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of good ones. You'll figure out what you like to use the most, but the ones I listed are some of my favorites. And as always, please do not neglect your health and do not neglect your economy. I've been very assertive on how important economy builds are. You can never count on RNG in your chest. There's not that many options, but you get a big shop going and a lot of money, a lot of crystals, you're going to find what you need eventually, and you're going to be able to buy it. Nothing worse than when you finally find that item and you can't afford it at the shop. I've had a lot of runs end pretty quickly because I've neglected health, going into 90, 100 plus islands, and I'm sitting at 300, 400, 500 health, and I get destroyed because my armor goes away, and my whole build was based on armor. Don't do it. Get health along the way. There's plenty of options here, whether it's healing on kills, or whether it's increasing your max health each island, or whether it's getting more health every time you purchase hearts. Whatever it is, get a couple. It'll help you in the long run. Things to avoid. You do not want these things. For the dual pistols, don't do it. Aura shot. I know, glue shot, aura shot. It's god tier for everything, except on weapons where it doesn't proc the aura until super long range. For whatever reason, the aura shows up at a certain percentage of the total bullet path, if that makes any sense. If a bullet travels super far, like the sniper or the dual pistol, you won't see the bubble, the aura, until super far away. We're going close range here. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work for this build, and really doesn't work for this weapon. You can try it if you want, figure it out yourself, but I'm telling you, do not use it. I think I'd also avoid really anything that requires you to suck. You know what I'm saying? I wrote I'd also avoid ... and I didn't put another one in here. One last one to avoid, heavy shot. It's just pretty straightforward. Your bullets are going to start hitting the ground way too early. It's going to throw off your aim. I know you're going close range, so it's not that bad. It's not as bad as if it were a long range build, but it's still very annoying. Unless you're running bouncing shot with it, you really don't want heavy shot. And bouncing shot, in my opinion, is best saved for some of the other weapons and some of the other builds that I've talked about in previous videos. So yeah, you now have yourself a nice projectile overload dual pistol weapon build that'll help shred the hordes of weaker enemies, as well as taking out those strong enemies, thanks to my man's bubble shot. If you liked the video, hey, go ahead and scroll down a little bit and actually like the video. It helps me out. Good old YouTube algorithm. Look, I don't understand how it works either. I just know that, like, bigger number, better person. Like, get the like count up and, like, it'll do better. I don't know. And please consider subscribing. I can't talk sometimes. It does help me out. And you will not miss future build guides, dev update coverage, crazy challenge runs, and everything else related to Crab Champions. Appreciate the support so far. The channel's growing like crazy, and I can't do it without you guys, so thank you. And take care. See you on the next one. Smooch it. Mwah. Bye.